Hello and welcome to AOR F3 for round 3 in Bahrain. Back in the Sauber, obviously in the Sauber for AOR, and after completely bottling it in China and dropping the ball, not being able to keep my composure. This is, well, I didn't put a massive amount of pressure on myself. I just said, like, you go in, you do what you want to do, and just go as fast as you feel you can. Don't keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you completely drop it and lose your head and things go wrong. Just enjoy the race. Just go in, and if you can, as I tried saying at the start, not get damaged and score the points, we're happy. That's the aim. Anyway, we're into quali now. This is our first lap. Braking a little bit late, and I've been compromised on the exit there. You can see we're a little bit nervous at the turn in, worried the car will step out. But obviously in these first runs in quali, the track isn't really rubbing in, so again it's a bit of a guessing game. That was a good braking point though. Turn 4, coming into the middle sector now. Again, that was okay. Could have stayed off the curbs a bit better. You can see we ran wide slightly there. So there's a good half a second in this lap already. Big kick of oversteer. Went down to the tricky left-hander at turn 9. Braked a little bit early, I'd say, but the nose has gone in really nicely. A bit too nicely, in fact. He's had oversteer on the exit. Jeff, I mean, just stop talking. Into the fast left. 2 turn-ins again, 2 bites at the cherry. It's not good enough, really. But we're in the last sector of the lap now. We just got to try and put this lap in. A little early on the brakes there. Then a little wide of the apex and a bit of oversteer as well, so it's not been a brilliant lap, but it's important to get this bankering just to complete it, not invalidate it, not to completely fuck it up, because there might be an issue towards the end of quali. Have run wide again there though, so there's another 10th there, and it's 28.8, which is good few tenths off my PB, but quite often you don't hit your PB in the session because the tension is so high, Second run now though, end of the session. Nice wide line into the last turn. Big push now for the line. Again, into this lap, it's pretty much balls to the wall as fast as we can go now. We've learned where the car felt quite unstable in the first run, so here we go into turn 1. Braking a tad earlier, but then we released it thinking we were going to come up short. Doesn't matter though, because we've got a good switchback for the next couple of turns and we've gained time, so not as much as we wanted, so there should be a 10th on that number rather than sort of 600ths, but no matter. Braked a little bit early there, but the exit is phenomenal. So again, we sort of won back the time that we lost. Middle sector now. Braked a little early, I'd say, for that part, and then of course that's just horrific. We've lifted off to make sure that didn't gain us time. We've lost 2 tenths, so that track extension was lost of time. Good exit coming out of there though. Done into turn 9 now, determined to brake a little bit later. Almost locked the front left, and we've just front end washed a little bit wide, a little bit strange on the exit, but we're a 10th up. The lap isn't going brilliantly so far, I must be honest. Final sector to try and redeem myself. That was alright, it wasn't too bad. Didn't gain much time through there though. Getting a little bit flustered now and not really completely focused. Wheel on the curb, car feels like shit. Not brilliant, but we are a 10th and a half up now, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe this isn't as bad as we thought. This should be good enough for pole. For the final corner, I don't know what happened. I think we just turned in a little bit late, a bit of oversteer, and we actually lost time on the entry. We're quicker on the exit, but we lost time on that entry, and it's a 28.7, or 28.8, it's a 7.87, and I've got to be honest, I wasn't pleased, just showing that I've retired here and I'm right off the tracks. That's not brilliant, but we're only 32 thousandths off pole, but I feel if the other guys had done their best laps as well, they'd have done a lot better. I think 007 did his at the start of the session, so it's like he could have gone a lot faster as well had he finished his other lap. So I think we got quite lucky there to start second. We should have been about 4th or 5th with the bottle of the second lap. Anyway, I'll take what I can get. P2 on the grid now. Here we go. Big hold, lights out, away we go. Pretty equal start between me and 007. He's got a better second phase though. Thinking of tucking into the slipstream, think better off it. Brake nice and early, so not to hit him. I think there's a bit of contact behind, but we all seem to have got through okay. I've run a little bit wide there, you know, I just didn't want to lose the car. And Hybrid Nuke's right behind us. We brake super late here, dragging that inside wheel right the way to the apex. Catching up with 007 Professional again. So at this point now it's like, right, assess the race. Where are you? How does the car feel? How fast is everyone? And at this point I'm thinking, right, Hybrid Nuke's is a man on a mission, it seems. You know, his arrows coming double all the time. So, and 007 isn't really pulling away, so big kick of oversteer there, managed to hold it, but you could hear the tyres scrub, so again the car's quite unstable there in the dirty air as well. But again, we're assessing where we are. 007's pulled out a little bit from that, but we're thinking, okay, we'll push for a lap. If we can't stay with 007, then we'll just ease off and accept where we are, because you know me, at this early stage I still can't push for more than a few laps before just running out of talent essentially. Big kick of oversteer there, car's fat with fuel. And these first few laps were quite tense, I must be honest. At this point my concentration was good, and then when I saw 007 run wide I was like, right, it's now or never. Rich mix, here we go, this is slipstream. Yeah, funny that. It's a good feeling to have some slipstream. Down to turn 1, he doesn't defend as much as I thought he did. Maybe I'm somewhere else on his screen, but down to turn 1, brake very, very late, just got the car pulled up, left him enough room on the outside, just enough, left him room there for turn 2, and we managed to make the move stick. He's going to try and switch back here and get the slipstream, but he's just a little bit slow off the corner, having to defend from Hybrid Nuke, and we've just taken the position and managed to not outbrake ourselves into turn 4, so that's gone really, really well. Now at this point, Hybrid Nuke's got past, which I wasn't, you know, too pleased about, and I'm thinking, okay, push for a little bit now, see if you can pull a gap. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I mean, the car feels, obviously it feels like shit because it's got, you know, 45 kilos, 50 kilos of fuel in, but you know, I'm trying to do my best to manage it and not destroy the tyres, and try and just extract everything and not make mistakes, because as soon as one mistake comes through I run the risk of losing more than one position because I'll be so slow, because this is quite a punishing track, Bahrain. But as you can see, Hybrid Nuke is so good on the brakes there, he almost hits us. So you can see we are quite tentative and we're under quite a lot of pressure at the moment. We're coming onto the back straight. He is just 4/10 behind, that's all that's in it. So we know that, right, okay, this last corner's got to be really, really good, otherwise he's going to be in the slipstream. And it's not good. It's not good at all. We've turned in too early, we've bunny hopped it, the car's been floated forward as you rise on the plank on the curve, the car, you just have no steering. Hybrid Nuke's in a faster lap than me, and here he is, he's right coming up behind us now. He hasn't got DRS yet, thankfully. I break at my normal point, just before the 100-metre board, and we've recovered, we've saved for another lap. So the sweat continues. He's dropped back a tad, and 007 isn't really pressuring him, I must be honest, looking at the mini-map. Again, I'm just trying to focus now on getting some good pace, and eventually I just consider it and I say, look, okay, I've tried for a lap, I can't pull away, so I put it in lean now. But that's as soon as I thought to myself, I think it's here where I've said, okay, let's just chill out a little bit. As soon as I put it in lean and started to like back off a bit, I had just sort of a drop in concentration, and then at this point, whoa, another 2 big kicks of oversteer, almost locked the front tyres and the rear tyres. Hybrid Nuke almost gets past, but he thinks better of making contact, and it's quite a difficult corner area, but he's looking up the inside. I moved to the middle of the track, brake way too early there and just destroy that corner, but lost time from it anyway. And at this point I'm thinking, oh, is he going to go up the inside? Oh, no, he doesn't quite go up the inside. He's only 2/10 behind, and it's looking really, really tough now to try and keep him behind me. But lap 4, coming up to turn 9, and we have a we just about stopped the front left from locking there, but Hybrid Nuke closed right up and we had a poor exit. So you can see he's just so much better on the brakes at the moment, and I'm really struggling because I've got this thing that Flying Finn has mentioned a few times, where like when you're in the lead you just sort of lose all concentration. I don't know, it's quite strange. You just sort of you're not quite get a rhythm going because your mind is focused elsewhere. I mean, this is the first for me being, leading an AOR race. This is the first, so it's quite an interesting situation to be in. But that last corner there, we were lucky not to lose the rear. Dropped it down to third instead of keeping it in fourth. So it's little things like that that are just going to lose me the race. Partway drive leads the session, unfortunately. But here into turn 5, I brake early because I'm so scared about running off, and Hybrid Nuke smashes into us. He just got caught out, I guess. And I feel like I've got no grip there, but...
Got no grip there at all.
In actual fact, that was Hybrid Nuke hitting me. That's what felt like I had no grip. But this corner, yeah, I was so... Because I knew I'd rather brake 10, 15 metres earlier, maybe. Say 10, 15 metres, than brake where I think I'm supposed to brake and then lock up and go skating off, you know what I mean? I'd rather lose a tenth on the way in than half a second and a position on the way out. So that's the approach I took. After almost losing it on lap 4 or lap 3, no, I'm not going to cock it up. Just take it easy. Anyway, taking it easy has got us to the end of lap 10, start lap 11. We've just pitted for mediums.
Good stop, lads, good stop.
It was a very good stop. Managed to react really quickly to the tyre hitting the floor, and we've done very well. Got some clean air as well. That's worked out quite well for us. And now it's just about putting in the laps. You see Hybrid Nuke's got an undercut of at least a lap, and he's put in the fastest lap. A couple of laps later, we caught up to Bankai Bullet, and he's obviously on a different strategy. I think he stayed on the mediums, or started on the mediums I should say, and he's looking to do a one stop as well, but he just put one wheel on the curb there. I don't know how he's pulled it up, but he's done very well. But this is obviously his strategy, and I was kind of hoping that he would sort of look at the long game and think, oh, you know what, I'm not really racing these guys. But of course he'd be so fast at the end on this strategy that he's obviously thinking, you know, if I can hold these guys up, then at the end I'll have less work to do, which is, it's good thinking from him. You can see he's not really struggling, but obviously his tyres aren't fresh at all. You know, he's been on them on heavy fuel as well, so that's pretty rough. Regardless of that though, we're just in DRS range. He's had a slight bit of oversteer, but still a good exit off the last corner. We're in the slipstream now, DRS rich mix, and I think at this point we still have the slipstream. Unless he's running very, very high wings, I think we still have the slipstream, which is good. Showing the nose to Bankai now, but he moves to the inside and says, look mate, don't go down the inside. So I didn't. It would have been a silly move, but hoping for a good exit here, and we have just that. I was expecting his car to move more to the left then, but it didn't. Anyway, we're in the slipstream. We've actually got a slight bit of toe there, and a half-ass between a move. I tried to maybe get the cut back, but no, tried to go around the outside, couldn't really do it, and sort of messed it up really.
Saw that one come in. Alright, come on now.
Yeah, and I kind of saw it coming on the way in too. I just kind of wasn't in the right place. Almost going on the outside. Nope, no, he's blocked that off quite nicely. Down into lean. See if we can get the exit now. And we've got good traction, but he's done quite well there with the line that he was on to do quite well. Deck Kerr's left the session. We could lose the slipstream here. We've let him take the corner, and we've almost hit him on the exit, but he still managed to get a good exit. You know, fair play to him. At this point, we're in the DRS, in the slipstream. We know we're losing a lot of time to the guys behind, so I thought, right, let's just go down the inside. And luckily, we suckered Bankai into braking late. It's a problem with the audio there. Sorry, I had nothing to do. It just dropped out for like a half second or a second or so. But yeah, better to go on the move on the inside there, because otherwise we'd been up here on the outside and we might not have pulled it off. Anyway, lap 16.
Catch me in 10 laps time.
Gap to 007 professional is 2.4 or 2.24. Sorry. Lap 18, and it's 2.0. So it's really coming down at the moment. And I'm thinking, you know, starting to worry a little bit about it. 1.9. He's definitely got more pace at this moment in time. A little bit of a lock up there. And Crazy Legs has come out of nowhere and thrown one down the inside 007 professional, and the he's a savage.
Take him back, please.
He's closed me down as well by about 6/10.
Hit the braking points, hit the apexes, enjoy it.
And at this point I've had to calm myself down because he's got within a second and a half, and I thought to myself, right, this is not good. You can see we're just fucking up there completely. And it's not going brilliantly. We're just at that point where you hear me talk to myself and just say, look, you need to calm down, you need to hit the apexes, just hit the braking points, and we'll see how it goes. If you've done that and he still takes you, then you've done all you can. But he was really closing on those fresh mediums. His strategy's really worked out well, and he's made his way through the field fantastically. He's, you know, real credit to him. But it came down as low as 1.5, and I changed my strategy then and started using my fuel a bit differently, started driving a bit differently, as I said. And then it started building back up again to about 1.7. I just thought the start of the lap there was 1.7. and it's been around there for a while, and it's 1.9 now, so I think we've pushed hard enough to push Crazy Legs into either using all his fuel, making a mistake, or using the most of it out of his tyres. I'm not sure, because coming around to the end of lap 25, I know I was driving differently and I was using my fuel differently, which I had some laps. Tyre wear's looking good, and Crazy Legs is 2 seconds back. He's dropped over half a second on that lap, so he's really struggled. 2.4. So I'm really pulling away now, but that was AOR Vic pulling out the pits there. Very mature of him to just back off and come out of the way completely of the lead. It's very kind of him as well. You can see he's between me and Crazy Legs at the moment, but exit of turn 4 up here, he moves completely out of the way of Crazy Legs, and the gap over the line was 2.419, and coming over this first sector split, the gap is 2.419, so he cost Crazy Legs on time. So he's played that perfectly, thanks to him. But again, the gap to Crazy Legs was literally started opening then towards the end of the race. It was just a really, really good stint towards the end. Lap 28 though, believe it or not, this is my fastest lap of the race. Obviously the fuel is at his second minimal level compared to the end, but the tyres are on like 65%-ish, something like that, 60%. But believe it or not, this is actually, my fastest lap of the race, so just sit back and enjoy it. Coming into the last sector now, we picked up a 10th for the middle sector, and it was really this last corner that got me that fastest lap of my race. But it just shows how much time I lost behind Bankai Bullet, really, because I think I lost a second and a half in one lap. So I think over the course of about 3 or 4 laps, which it was, we're talking at least 2.5, 3 seconds. There we go. Couldn't believe it. It was purple in the last sector, but it was at least 2 or 3 seconds, unfortunately. But again, that's just racing, so it's, what can you do? And Crazy Legs has closed it by 2/10 now on this final lap, because anyone who knows me will know how hard I've tried to get somewhere without the racing line, and how much effort I've put in, and how much I've struggled, to be honest with you. So at this point, I couldn't believe my fucking eyes, to be honest with you, and then didn't know what to say either.
I don't believe it, man! Yes!
Yes! Yes! I was rather happy, must be honest. Unfortunately, yeah, that woke up my family, as you'd expect. Oh dearie me. I can tell you that there is sweat draining down my ass crack. The Niagara Falls, if you will. Yeah, so it was a pretty sweaty race for that middle stint. And then for the last 5 laps or so, 5 to 6 laps, were just trying to keep it on the fucking track.
P1, I believe.
So I was rather happy after this. I was really, really chuffed. To be expected. That's the top step, baby. Still don't.
Get in, lads. Get in.
Just don't really know what I'm saying at this point. It's just like, yeah, that's right. That's fucking right. Oh man,
we should have been in China, but we bottled it. But we didn't bottle it. We didn't bottle it.
We didn't bottle it.
Oh, they look chuffed.
Look at the ears light. Look at the ears light. It's green.
Ah, my ears light is green. That's brilliant. It's correct.
P1, lads. P1.
P fucking 1.
It may only be F3. It may be against some people who are now trying to turn off the racing line, and you know what I mean. So their pace is affected, but it's somewhere. It's something for me. Some sort of achievement after grinding so hard. So it does mean a lot. And thanks to anyone who's offered me advice and tried and helped me out with these sort of things. So really grateful to you know, anyone who's ever lent a hand. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed those highlights, and hopefully, we'll see if this continues. But I don't like Russia very much, so probably not. But it was nice while it lasted anyway. Thanks.